Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome back to the Kowloon Cricket Club for this Fincher Shield clash between the two heavyweights of Hong Kong cricket, the Kowloon Cricket Club and the Hong Kong Cricket Club, where after Fincher Shield, captain of HKCC, won the toss and elected to bat first, the Hong Kong Cricket Club coming back from lunch at 73 for 6. My name is Matt Botfield and I welcome you all back for this second session of today's big game, and I'm joined in the commentary box today by two star players from the Kowloon Cricket Club Crusaders team, Captain Tom Heisinger and spiritual captain of the Crusaders, Chico. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, man.
Afternoon, Bodders.
What an introduction. Thank you very much.
Tom, what did you make of that first session?
Really good for KCC specifically. I thought Jay and Azar's obviously bowled an incredible bowling partnership early doors. Obviously got that early breakthrough, and Azar's kind of went through them, right? 4 wickets with Atik and obviously Pascoe coming on at the end. So really good start from the KCC. HKCC have shown a lot of fight actually with Ninad and Luke. So, you know, hopefully they can go on and we can have a really competitive afternoon session.
Chico, your thoughts on that first session?
I think I'd have to second everything he said there. I think HKCC, after winning the toss and choosing to bat, would not have liked the start they got off to, but they've shown some fight towards the end of that session, and these two here have held their own. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I think 23 run partnership so far. It's the largest of the game for HKCC so far at the moment. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's very important. And this partnership at 6 for 73 or 73 for 6, depending on where you're from, is absolutely crucial in the context of the game, as we see Dan Pascoe taking the ball back at the bowling club end. He's bowled fantastically well, 4 overs, 2 maidens, none for 3. Pascoe.
I thought what you said there about context, Matt's really important. 2-day game, of course, it's not as fast paced as the 20 over or the 50 over stuff, but context is key when it comes to this format.
We've got Jones on strike. 20 off 43 balls. He's been wonderful. Big opportunity for the young man. Pascoe floats that one up.
He's actually looked quite solid today, Jones.
Yeah, he has. I've been impressed with him. He's, big opportunity. Comes in at number 8 with his team under pressure. Nothing more than he'd like to see himself not out at the end of this session.
I've also been quite impressed with Ninad. I've been watching him for a few years since I came to Hong Kong. Quite an aggressive player, aggressive personality, but he's held his own. He's shown his maturity today in this knock. Especially when his brother got out the other end and they were 5 down. That was
No, I've been super impressed with him as well. I mean, he scored 25 runs off the first 35 balls, and next 33 only a run, but he's out there, and that's the key for HKCC.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Were you surprised to not have seen more of Pascoe in the morning session? Or?
I wasn't actually. The way Azaz Khan bowled, I mean, he was just tremendous. 4 for 20 off his 11 overs. I'm sure Dan would have liked to have been into the attack earlier, but Azaz just dominated and just ripped the heart out of that middle order.
Long old spell that, wasn't it? It'll be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, it was tremendous. Pascoe again.
Great effort that from Azaz.
It's defended by Jones. They're going to take their time, the HKCC here.
And they need to consolidate. They need to really battle down here. This first 10-15 minutes after lunch, always so crucial in any form of cricket.
In all your years following the Fincher Shield, the Hancock Shield, and watching 2-day cricket in Hong Kong, what do you reckon would be something at this point in time that HKCC will look at as a good score, a good platform for the first innings?
Well, I mean, it's very different to if you had have asked that question before the start of play. I mean, you want to be, win the toss and bat on a good wicket.
350.
Over well north of 300 you'd be looking at. But now with the early collapse, they've just got to consolidate and see where they are later on.
Correct. It's just about knuckling down now.
So at this point in time, it just becomes more of a over by over, 5 overs, 10 over spells. Really break the game down.
Almost ball by ball at this moment in the game.
Yeah, HKCC are not focused on a total at the moment. They're focused on surviving and knocking it around a little bit, hitting the bad balls if they can, and keep building this partnership that has looked encouraging. And it's a great opportunity, I keep saying it, for both young men out there to really make heroes of themselves and put HKCC back in this game. Jay Davidson again. Oh, it's lofted over the top.
Whoa. Great start, great shot that.
Straight over the top of Bubba Hyatt, down to the boundary for 4 runs. That's a fantastic shot. Right up in the slot.
Jay did start well. He obviously got on it early doors, away, back in, which was a great bit of bowling. When Nizakat came on, he seemed to tire, so we'll see how he goes this afternoon.
Davidson. He's full again.
He shapes up nicely, doesn't he, Nino?
Atkinson still right on the attack with the 3 slips in the gully. Trivedi at point. Bubba Hyatt round at mid-off. They're giving the Ninad the big gap in that cover region. They're saying if you're good enough, hit me through there. I got 3 slips.
Quite like that from Atkinson.
Davidson.
Oh.
It's defended into the leg side.
It's quite a sight watching Jay steam into ball.
Tremendous competitor, Davidson, isn't he?
Correct.
Absolutely.
And he's
big heart, big heart.
Big heart, but also he's focused a lot on his fitness this season. So this season you're really seeing a slimmed down version of Jay Davidson. I think that's really reaping rewards when it comes to the bowling. He's been bowling excellently this season.
He's had a lot of injuries over his career.
He has.
Sure, that's left.
He's the kind of guy you want in a fight.
Tommy,
Yeah.
did Jay do a charity raise recently?
He did.
Rowing?
So he rowed a marathon. He rowed a marathon, which is, to be honest, quite incredible. I think he was fairly sore afterwards, but he raised a lot of money for charity, a lot of awareness. Just kind of shows the kind of guy he is, quite frankly.
Comes back in.
It's no mean feat. I think he did 43 kilometers?
Yeah, marathon length.
Yeah,
Marathon length. And what was his time at the end, Tommy? You'd gone to see him, you were there for support?
I was there for a bit of time.
He's a warrior, isn't he? He's a hard worker, works hard on his game, works hard on his fitness. And as you say, Tom, it's as fit as I've seen him in the last few years.
Correct.
I think it's as fit as he's been since he joined the club.
It's wonderful for him. Bowl this last ball of the 35th over. Big shout of no there as he punches it to Dan Pascoe at gully. That's the end of the over. HKCC 6 for 77, end of the 35th.
Got a lot better there as the over went on. Brought back the length a bit.
See Mo Khan being thrown the lid.
Must mean Pascoe is continuing. Economical as ever, Daniel Pascoe.
4 overs.
Hong Kong Cricketer of the Year.
Coming back from injury, worked his way back into fitness now. It's wonderful to see.
Another great warrior. Great fight in him.
Really good mix in this KCC and actually HKCC team of youth and experience. I think that's really important for these young boys to learn from people like Pascoe. Especially someone like Kahan, coming in.
Absolutely.
Other spinner.
I think the systems at KCCC are tremendous as far as the junior program is concerned, working their way into the Saturday League Saracens team and then progressing into your team, the Crusaders, Tom, and then through to Sunday League and beyond. And Pascoe again, that's defended. Yeah, it's a wonderful progression system in place.
Definitely, and you can really see it. For me, came to Hong Kong 3.5 years ago. I remember Ahan, he was 3'5", and he's now playing Premier League cricket, and that transition into the big leagues, I think, is done really well.
Let's go again.
Gets that yes, Ahan, great.
Very well fielded.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, one-handed
well
stop at
there.
backward point there. It's fantastic fielding.
I think when we speak about progression, it's important to. I can't speak much about this for HKCC, but my kids are part of the KCC junior program, and the pathway to senior cricket starts at that under 8 age, where the coaches, the head coach Wakas will come around, coaches are there, and they will be telling the kids exactly where they will be progressing to next and how they will go through the ranks. And I think you start seeing the rewards with these kids out there now.
Also a heavy focus on women's cricket.
Absolutely.
Which is tremendous to see. Atiq Iqbal, who you've seen so beautifully today, plays a big role in that as far as the women's cricket is concerned. Pascoe bowling well, miserly as ever. Close that up, just defended. Jones there, just taking his time. 20 off 53 balls. All the time in the world.
Yep, absolutely, all the time in the world. Great approach, great way to negate Pascoe's threat.
Block him.
Block him, block him.
It's well played again.
I wonder if
end of the over.
I wonder if we could potentially see Pascoe flight it up more. Obviously, those last few deliveries quite flat, dart-like. Whether he can get it up above the eye line, potentially tempt Luke into a false shot. Maybe we'll see that next over.
See Azaz Khan warming up down there. He's keen for another bowl.
Keen for that fifer.
He's either giving the captain a hint or the captain's told him to go and warm up. Meanwhile, we're going to see Jay Davidson again.
Azaz really did bowl well this morning.
11 overs, 4 maidens, 4 for 20. He would have taken that every day of the week when he got out of bed.
Twice on Sunday.
3 slips of gully, Jay Davidson.
Steaming in here.
It's down leg side, push down leg side.
Yeah.
Seen a few of them.
Yeah, he's bowled a few today, Jay. It's probably 4 from him, I think.
He's not necessarily a bowler renowned for his no-ball capabilities.
Actually gets a bit cranky with Azaz Khan at times for the amount of no balls he's bowled through that Gencor Premier League T20 and 50 overs, and today we've seen Azaz just bowl the 1 from that bowling club end.
Maybe it's a symptom of almost trying to exert himself too much. He needs to just get into his rhythm as he comes up to the crease, Jay.
Shot.
That's absolutely punched straight down the ground for 4 runs. That's a lovely shot. Just a bit full there, Davidson.
And
take full advantage.
Bottom hand came through.
Gentlemen, we've got some beautiful pigeons here in front of us, about half a dozen.
Yeah, I think
grey variety.
Yeah, the grass seeds tend to attract
them quite a bit.
Enjoying the winter seed.
Yeah.
In the sun here. Beautiful afternoon here at the Kowloon Cricket Club. Still some
stunning
crowd building up nicely, but there is still some room. If you're around the area, please get on down here and enjoy the day.
Cash bar.
Davidson again. Well defended.
Yeah, cash bar open to non-members as well.
Welcome all fully vaccinated visitors down here at KCC.
Great day of cricket. Great weather.
Real amphitheatre of cricket, really. KCC. I think when it's like this, sun's out, gentle breeze, it's hard to imagine a cricketing ground in the world that potentially tops it.
I'd definitely go as far as to say that I would call this the home of cricket in Asia.
I don't think there's any question there, Chico, on that.
This is
Davidson.
where it is.
Oh,
Ninad. Ninad. He's dispatched Davidson. That's going to go to the boundary for 4 runs.
No, it's
great effort
beautiful
from
fielding,
Good
Bubba
fielding
Hyatt.
from the big man.
It's a couple of times he's done that
yeah,
now. He's got his
absolutely.
skates on, pulled out the dive. Bubba leading by example there.
Great to see that from your senior players.
What a magnificent piece of fielding from Bubba Hyatt. Enthusiasm.
Wonder if this is a symptom of Ninad just opening the shoulders slightly. He needs to be careful because, again, a wicket now, 84 for
There's a slight change
7.
in the field there from Atco.
I see third slip coming out, going into that cover position. That's Simandeep Singh, I think, there, gentlemen, is it?
It is.
Probably the fittest man in Hong Kong, I'd say.
Without a doubt, the fittest man in Hong Kong.
Do you think he had any part to play in Davidson's?
Davidson.
Oh,
That's full. It's
is
another
that
no ball from
ball?
Jay.
Ooh. Something's going on here.
I think
Getting a
Jay's
little
on
bit
the verge.
frustration.
I think, yep. Just needs to take a minute out.
Ninad, meanwhile, has moved along to 36 off 79 balls. He's going very, very well. It's such an important innings.
Definitely. Halfway there, though.
He's definitely justified his being sent up 1 down. He's done very well.
Yeah, came in at number 3 and saw all his teammates falling around him, and still out there fighting the good fight.
well played, well bowled.
Good cricket all round, as they
Love
say.
it, love it.
Jamie, a bit vocal out there, trying to get the boys up after lunch.
Got to G 'em up, right? It's really important. Long days, probably quite hot out there, although not as hot as it was last May. You've got to keep the energy levels up. Chico, when you're seeing Jay as a bowler yourself, are you taking any mental notes? Are you?
Oh, absolutely. From the minute he starts his run up, I've been watching him and appreciating what he's doing. And there's a lot to learn for any bowler out there when you watch someone like Jay bowl.
A bowler of similar
defended
stature.
again.
It's the smoothness of his run up, the way he gradually increases his speed, and just it's quite a sight. That is quite a sight. And I think the same will go for Pascoe. If the young spinners out, the young off spinners out there, watching Pascoe, watching him at training, which I know a lot of the kids do, but watching him bowl as well, just going through the motions. There's a lot to learn, a lot to pick up.
Davidson, last ball. That's
Oh,
four.
Oh, that is a bullet.
Ninad's really
gone after him this
found
over.
his form here.
What a tremendous shot.
I mean,
Takes Ninad to 40, end of the 37th over.
wasn't too far right of Simo there, but still, that was the tracer bullet.
6 for 89, Hong Kong Cricket Club. Now, gentlemen, I might leave you. I might take a short break from the commentary box.
It's been an absolute
Thank you,
pleasure.
Boris. It's been a
I'll
pleasure.
leave it with you, and
We hope we do
take it through.
half as good a job as you and Collins have
take
done.
it through to tea time,
2:40.
and we'll see you soon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you
Take
very
care,
much, Matt.
Boris.
Take care. There's quite a show of intent there from that last over from Ninad. 3 drives.
Absolutely. I think he's really looked good after lunch, hasn't he, Chico?
Do you think that's just him trying to put his foot down and let them know that they're not here just to hang around?
I think, yeah, potentially, as Pascoe, the top of his mark, comes in. Fly to delivery. We were talking about fly to deliveries last over, and he got that one up above the eye line. I'd like to see a bit more of that.
And you
Chico.
saw Luke go after a bit more. There's a bit more intent in that drive.
Correct. I'm wondering whether Mo's going to be in the game here at short leg as Pascoe, top of the mark, comes in again. Oh! Looked high.
Looked a bit high. Looked a bit high.
But you know that change of pace. That's what
absolutely.
happens.
You've got to mix it up. Puts doubt in the batsman's mind. And that is something that Pascoe's generally been very good at over the course of his career at the KCC.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very consistent, reliable bowler. As he comes in again. Luke Jones on 20 off 56.
Ooh.
Good flight.
Mixing up very well with the first 3 balls here this over.
Yeah, so going back to the Ninad point that you made, Chico, I do think there's an element there that, you know, he really consolidated before lunch. I think Botta's mentioned the 1 run off 35 balls. He's now looking to, if he sees the ball there, go after it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to score runs in cricket.
He's definitely
Lovely
put in the
Luke
hard work.
Jones.
Definitely created the platform.
Ahan tidies up on the boundary. Nice throw in.
Great young cricketer that, Ahan Trivedi.
Absolutely. Lovely bowler. Lovely action, actually.
Lovely action. Great mentality, great mindset.
We've got Devang Bulsara, a deep backward square. Do you reckon we need him there? Have we seen the sweep shot come out?
We haven't yet, but is Jonesy known for sweeping? Ooh.
I wonder if perhaps that's Pascoe's move, or could we do something a bit more with Devang? Could that fielder be somewhere else perhaps? That's one for Jamie and Pascoe to mull over as Pascoe comes in again.
But I'd have to
Blocked.
agree with you there, given what we've seen of Jamie this morning and how he's gone about his field placements and his captaincy. I would think that would have been more Pascoe than Atco.
I think I agree with you. As we wrap up that over, HKCC Sterling fight back thus far, 91 for 6 off 38 overs. Long way to go, obviously, Chico.
Oh, we're still halfway through the first day of cricket here.
You've got to say, I think this is a really, really pivotal partnership. 41 thus far. It needs to go. It needs to be at least 100. Would you have thought?
I would think so. I think they have to push on, especially given the foundation that they've built, and they've hung around. They've done the hard yards, and now, as Ninad's been shown, now they have to make it count.
I think it also justifies winning the toss and batting. This deck is looking gorgeous to bat on, Chico.
Oh, absolutely. There was something in it for the bowlers. There's some good carry there, but yeah, it does look like a good deck to bat on once you're in, as most decks are, as they say in cricket.
Correct.
Once
it gets easier.
It gets easier with every ball that goes.
Quite a few jumpers flying around. You've got Gully, Slips, even Jay at mid-off here.
I tell you what, mate, this is a gorgeous summer day in Europe.
Yeah, we'd be having shorts and t-shirts on the continent when we were.
Yeah, it'd be a beach day. And Atiq Iqbal coming in. That's another one of the homegrown talents here at the KCC's, come right through the ranks. Great cricketer, great young lad, loves giving back to the community, loves giving back to the cricket community, as Bod has rightly said. Big impact on women's cricket, really big impact on junior cricket.
Correct. The ladies, they train every Friday here, down here at KCC, and Atiq is there religiously, coaching and passing on the copious amounts of knowledge that he has as he comes up to the crease again. Oh,
did that stay low a bit?
It did stay low, and actually we saw that early on, didn't we?
Especially from this end, yeah, we've seen a few stay low from this end.
But even Azaz's against...
oh yes, definitely that one.
Yeah, that seemed to stay low slightly.
Was that Azaz's LBW to Nizakat?
Correct, yeah. Outside the line, I think. Fairly comfortable decision there for the umpire.
Going back to your point you made earlier about me watching Jay as a bowler, and now when you're watching Atiq as a bowler, they have very different run-ups. Jay progresses into his run-up, and it's quite smooth throughout, whereas Azaz starts, Atiq starts off pretty much the same pace he ends on, and yet both of them mildly effective, great bowlers, which goes to show something for a lot of cricketers out there who might think there's only one way to go about it. There isn't. The most important thing is to be comfortable, know what you're doing, work on that, and keep doing it again and again.
Couldn't agree more, Chico. As Atiq, with his own unique run-up, gets the crease, bowls, defended, out towards point, and we've got Young Ahan out there as the ball gets thrown back to Big Jay Davidson,
Namibian nightmare
in the white floppy. Atiq just feels like he's trying to do something here, plan something. He's got something in his mind. What are you thinking it is, Chico?
I'd love to be able to tell you, but I can tell you one thing: he is a thinking cricketer. He does think a lot. He does plan a lot. But he's also one to persevere. He will not. If he has a plan in mind, he will stick by it and see it out right through the end.
I think with any sportsman, right, or sportswoman, that is important. That ability to be resilient, to back oneself,
perseverance,
even when
key.
it's not necessarily working out for you, Chico.
And it won't happen. There's no sports person out there for whom it happens all the time. In fact, lean patches will be longer than the patches that pay off in terms of wickets and runs. But when they start paying off, make it count.
You don't lose, you learn. As
Always.
the over is concluded by Atiq Iqbal, and I suspect we'll see Pascoe again. I believe this is his third over post the lunch break. What do you reckon was on the menu, Chico?
I saw some flatbreads being rolled out there, so I would have thought some salads, maybe a bit of some light food, nothing too greasy, nothing too heavy.
No, quite right. Long afternoon in the sun. You don't want anything too heavy. As Pascoe is at the top of his mark, we've got Luke Jones on strike. Not many singles about, Chico. Is that something that could potentially be improved upon? Let's reflect on that as Pascoe comes in and bowls. Solid.
I always tell people, everyone that I speak to, cricket is it's all about your singles. That's what matters. That's what makes the difference at the end of the day. Whether it's 5-day cricket, 20 over cricket, or 50 over cricket.
Is that what you pride yourself on, Chico? Your singles?
Well, I don't always practice what I preach.
Do as I say, not as I do. Pascoe in. Flight. good.
He's mixing up
Slightly
well, Pascal.
false shot there
Yeah,
from Luke Jones.
he's mixing up very well here, Pascal.
It's got to be said though, Luke's looking incredibly solid in defence. I'm wondering, is there, I guess it's a game of patience, right? There's no need to, it's who blinks first
Yeah.
at this moment as Pasco comes in again.
The
Slightly
thing is,
flatter.
regardless of how good he's looking and how solid he is, the onus is still on him more than on the KCC, because he still needs to be there.
That's something I agree with, Chico.
So I don't think Pascal might be. I don't think at this point Pascal or Atkinson are thinking about.
Is he playing a waiting game, do you think?
I think so. I think so. I don't think they're chasing the wicket as much as he.
Doesn't look like there's that much spin as we're seeing the replay. It was a slightly flatter one and fuller one, so perhaps we didn't have a great angle. But in general, we're not seeing that much spin, which is perhaps unsurprising. Day one deck.
Yeah. Well played
defended.
again. Very well defended.
22 off 64. It's exactly what his team needed. Exactly what the doctor ordered, Chico.
Absolutely. And I think he's helping build confidence in Ninad, and maybe that's why you saw Ninad drive a few there.
I agree. I think
It's a partnership game, and then they're doing well together.
correct. Cricket is, as Pasco bowls his over out, slightly more flighted. Cricket is an interesting game like that. Of course, it's highly individualistic, and ultimately it's down to you to catch, to score runs, to bowl. But you cannot do it without your teammates.
And I think that's why, in my opinion, cricket is a great life lesson. It's a great teacher for life in general because of that. Because everything you do in your life, it is individualistic, but you always need that team around you.
Correct. Couldn't have articulated it better myself,
And
Chico.
I think this is why I love this game. This is why I think
we all love this game.
Yeah, we love this game, and this is why I think it's a great. Like I said, it's a great teacher. Kids can learn a lot. Young kids can learn a lot from playing cricket.
I think it's safe to say everyone playing in this game, cricket was their first love.
Absolutely.
Certainly is mine.
Is still mine. Sorry, Mansi, in case you're listening.
I know Helen's listening from quarantine. So Teak, as he comes in,
Ooh, nice
back foot punch
Yep.
to Simo, the fittest looking
Fittest
man
bloke
in Hong Kong.
Fittest bloke in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And I think the second fittest bloke in Hong Kong is sitting to my left here, Tommy Heisinger.
Oh, not these last few weeks, mate. Let myself go slightly, but that's for another day, Chico, as Atik is up to the top of his mark.
And here he comes again. Ninad looking very assured. Very assured.
Oh, good leave.
Great
Good leave.
Great leave.
And people, you know, if people are listening in and aren't familiar with cricket and they hear us getting very excited about a leave, Chico, explain why a leave is one of the best things you can do on a cricket field.
A leave is as crucial, if not more crucial, than most of your artillery you have in as a batsman, because when a ball, which will happen when good bowlers are bowling at you, coming off a good length, where the pitch is, there's a bit of movement in this, knowing where your off stump is, knowing where the ball's landing, leaving it potentially is leaving a ball that could take that edge and see you get out by the slip cord and the wicket keeper. So it is always good to know where your off stump is. It is good to know what areas of the pitch, when the ball lands on, you should leave alone, and have that discipline to go through with, especially in a long game.
Agree. As Jay working on that ball, we can come on to the shiny side and the rough side in a moment, Chico, perhaps. But Atik, with his floppy dyed orange hair, comes in top of his mark.
And here he goes again.
Solid. Ninad Shah.
Ninad
40
has
off
looked
91.
very good this morning, and I've enjoyed watching him.
As have I. Old KCC boy came through.
Yep, absolutely through the ranks here. Moved over to the island a few.
Further his cricketing career, I suppose, and I think both him and his brother are enjoying their
I tell you
cricket
what,
at HKCC.
Tommy, we're gonna have to see quite a few of your fellow Englishmen do this in the tour starting next week in the Ashes. They're gonna need a lot of discipline up there.
As will Australians, I think. I mean, the pre-Ashes build-up has been one of not very related to cricket, quite frankly.
Unfortunately. But again, once they take the field, everything's out the window.
White line fever, baby. Zatik definitely got that shiny side going.
Jay
KCC.
has worked hard on the ball here.
Nenad, composed as ever,
Ooh.
defends again, back towards mid-on. There, you got Mo with his short leg pads on underneath. I wonder whether that impacts his mobility. But
you'd know better than most as a wicketkeeper. You spend most of your time in those pads. You spend most of your time in pads when you're on the cricket field.
I do, although not this season with the bat, unfortunately.
As we spoke about, lean patches.
Form is temporary, Chico.
Yeah,
Class
is permanent, absolutely. And you showed that on your Premier League debut. What was that like, Tom? Talk us through that, where you got called up to come, not just be part of the squad, but open the batting in a Premier League game up at the HKCC.
Look, Pascoe, top of his mark. I can perhaps further on that in a moment, Chico. Luke Jones doesn't like something on his wicket, getting rid of that.
I think Pascoe's yet to bowl to Nenad in this afternoon session.
Correct.
It's all been at Luke Jones.
Correct. Pascoe, top of the mark.
Do you think
he come round the wicket here? Change of angle.
Changing it up a little.
I don't mind this decision from Pascoe. So yeah, Chico. Look, it was a great honour, great privilege, very exciting. It was playing up at HKCC with a team that we have, the batters that we have, and it was a really great experience, one that will live long in the memory.
We have Carter here telling us to in the chat to bowl a Han, and I tell you what, Tommy, I would agree with Carter on that front. With two left-handers at the crease,
correct,
I think a Han would be a good shout, even from the short end. If it's a 2-day game, I don't think the risk is as high as it would be in a 20-over T20.
Look, me and Carter have a lot of mutual understanding. He actually took the words out of my mouth there. I was going to reference the fact that a Han could potentially come on. And agree, and left-hander, he's obviously spinning it away from that left-hander, and that inherently makes it more difficult for the batsman because they're worrying about their outside edge as well as their inside edge. So Pascoe back over the wicket to Nenad. The first ball, I think, post-lunch.
Yeah, first ball to Nenad post-lunch, and yeah, Nenad's handled that well. And for the viewers out there, listening out there, I think this is very important what Heisinger just did there, what Tommy did. Giving props to Carter, especially when Carter is his rival in the KCC when it comes to wicket-keeping batsmen. And some say Tom edges him out, some say he edges Tom out, but yet there is mutual understanding and respect there, which is important.
I love him, Carts. He might be down later. He's a bit shy, but hopefully we can get him down. As Pascoe comes in, solid from Nenad there. Again, I feel he's like looking fairly unflappable today. Chico.
He is absolutely solid. I was wondering if I saw him against Pascoe, will he bring that aggressive intent and what he showed against Jay?
I think you choose your battles, right? Yeah. Cricket, like in life, you choose your battles, and if Pascoe's slight bounce. Ooh. If Pascoe's bowling well, you don't need to go after him. You go after the fellow at the other end.
Did that just grip a little?
Maybe if that's the first one we've seen of the day.
Yeah.
That could get interesting.
It's definitely got Pascoe more excited here.
Yeah, he's got a spring in step, hasn't he, Chico?
Look at those figures: 6.5 overs, 4 maidens, none for 5.
Figures, well, you take them.
Miserly as ever.
As the over concludes.
That's another maiden. That's 1 run, sorry.
At this amphitheatre of cricket, we've got
some of our teammates having a net there, working at their game.
We have others on the balcony.
We have a good crowd on the balcony. And I think there'll be more to come. Like Boris said earlier, if you're around the KCC, do come by. It's a great day of cricket, shaping up well here on the ground.
And most importantly, the on-field action. HKCC continue to fight back, knuckle down, do the hard yards, as Boris said, fight the good fight. And they're now 92 for 6 off 42. Of course, 42 overs is kind of immaterial. They just want to bat long. They want to bat at least till the end of today, Chico.
Absolutely. They have the advantage batting first. They won the toss, and as we know, since this became a Premier League fixture, the rules have changed. For the viewers out there, before the Fincher Shield and the Hancock Shield, you had to win outright to retain the Shield. Whereas now, if it's a draw at the end of 2 days, the first innings, whoever wins the first innings wins the match. So crucial they get the runs on the board.
Atik's first ball to Luke Jones after lunch.
Oh!
I think that's a drop by Jamie Atkinson. We'll have it. Was that a little inside edge, or was that just done a bit? No, it's an inside edge. Inside edge.
Atik.
Skipper's put it down.
But it was a great attempt there. That was an inside edge.
Luke Jones kind of looks slightly perplexed at what happened there.
As
Inside edge.
as we have replays playing up on the screen in KCC for the
first time ever.
Yep. For everyone
Excellent.
to see. That's a great job there by the director of cricket, Ashley, to brought that in.
I think Ashley Caddy just quietly has been a really force for good for KCC. He's done an excellent job as he took over from Matt Stiller as director of cricket. I think you're seeing that both on and off the field.
What
Absolutely
a shot!
beautiful, Luke Jones.
How often do you see that in cricket, Tom? Drop catch, next ball gets put away.
Yeah.
How often do you see that?
It's almost a cliche.
Unforgiving.
It's almost a cliche. It is what happens in cricket, right? And Jamie, I just wonder. Look, I know it was a chance. Disappointed though, captain. You kind of back him. He got there, good mitt on it. You'd back him to catch it. Certainly, I know Carter would have backed himself to catch that. But
I know you would too. In fact, I think you might have been standing up to Atiq.
Then it would have gone for 4, to be fair.
But that was a great drive there. Great drive from Luke Jones.
As Atiq is up and about. Catch! Oh, nice. Through the vacant third slip region. He'd taken third slip out for Ninad and into the covers. Is that potentially... Could that potentially come back and bite? Should Simo potentially have been in third slip
there, yeah.
position?
It's a tough call that out there.
If buts and maybes, Chico.
Yeah.
This is the game of cricket. And there we go, as we see third slip come in, right?
A lot has happened in this over.
I think, to be honest, Jamie will be thinking, damn, should I have had a third in? And you can see that. And potentially distracted by the drop catch.
Oh, Ninad was gearing up to go after that.
He was. But Atiq looking really good after lunch here. I think Jay, he got a couple of overs in, and Atiq, he's just a stalwart. He's just there or thereabouts.
Mr. Dependable,
Every
Mr.
single
Reliable.
ball.
Yeah. When you throw the ball to Atiq, you know what to expect. You know what you.
And I think that's important, specifically as a captain. I'm speaking for myself here, that it's really vital that you have bowlers that you can depend on to hit that spot 6 times out of 6. As he comes up to the crease, solid in defence, Ninad. 40 now off. Is that his 100th ball? I think it could be.
I'm gonna have to give a shout out here to Helen, Tommy's missus. She's in quarantine right now. Probably one of our only viewers currently on from the 19 watching on YouTube, and she said cricket will always have the heart. Jokes for the wife.
Yeah. And we're actually expecting our first child in March, so I wonder to what extent my ability to play cricket will be hindered next year, Chico. But again, that is for another day. Ninad really opening his arms.
Let's just hope the other day is not
44.
is not that dinner that we have with the wives, because that could be a very long dinner if cricket comes into play.
Ninad flashes away past backward point at the end of that. That brings him on to 44. I think we're all in violent agreement that this so far has been an excellent innings from both men, but
Absolutely.
certainly Ninad Shah.
Ninad has shown a lot of maturity in this innings.
I think Atiq will be feeling fairly hard done by there. Drop catch, 4 runs, an edge through third slip, and to be honest, Ninad, it was a good shot in the end, but it was slightly flashy. 53 now, this partnership, really good.
One of our other viewers here, Kutmal Khan. Tom's the best batsman going around.
Kutmal.
Oh,
good shot. There comes the sweep.
There comes the sweep and dispatched. Great shot there by Luke. Kutmal, having playing in the same team as Tom, I wouldn't really disagree with you there. I think what he back in terms of some other batsmen, he makes up for in heart, he makes up for in perseverance, and if there's anyone I want to go to war with, that's Tom Heisinger.
Thanks, Chico.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't need to go to war anytime soon.
Let's hope so. Although once
so
again,
that was a good shot by
Great
Luke
shot.
Jones. Sweep shot. Always, you know, if the pitch is flat and you've got that angle in, the sweep shot's almost zero risk if you can play it.
So now when you see him play that one sweep shot, do you change your mind about
I don't think
about
so.
Devang, or do you
I think look, Devang is where he is. If he's playing that sweep behind square, you probably want to bring him
finer?
finer, yeah, but you know, he's got that shot in his locker, so I think Devan can now stay out there for the time being as Pascoe comes in, bowls, flighted, solid in defence by Luke Jones, who's up to 34 off 73.
Do you think Pascoe coming over the wicket encouraged him to play that sweep shot? 'Cause
Probably.
we do not see him
I
attempt to
would
play
say
that when
so.
Pascoe's around the wicket.
Because just again, cricket, we talk about it's a game of angles.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
angle coming into the pad, you can't be LBW because it's inevitably pitching outside the line of leg stump, and you can just really free your arms as Pascoe bowls a slightly flatter, slightly faster one, taken there by Jamie, safely outside the off stump. Probably a good leave
Jamie,
from Luke.
Hong Kong cricketing stalwart, former cricketer of the international team.
Very good player.
Great player, great bloke,
captain.
great captain, great mentor for a lot of the kids at the KCC and in Hong Kong cricket.
As the song goes, Jamie is the captain of our ship, Chico, as Pascoe bowls, defended by Luke Jones, solidly, it has to be said, and Pascoe, top of his mark, looking at the ball. I wonder if he's planning something, or again, waiting, as he comes in. Solid by Luke. He just comes up slightly in defence, I've noticed. He needs to ensure that his head stays over
down,
the
yeah,
ball
absolutely.
at all times. Up to Mo Khan at short leg, who would grab anything.
Absolutely, Mo Khan there is very dangerous. His reflexes. Do you think now that they're going along and they're starting to score some runs and hit some boundaries, at what point do you change? What point do you start thinking about what to do, or whether to take a wicket or try to preempt something as captain or as bowler? Or is it still a long way to go?
It's a good question, and I think that the answer at the moment, there is still a long way to go. Again, we talk about this in cricket, don't we, Chico, where if you've got the score, you add 2 wickets on, because it can go bang like
one
that, right?
Yeah, one gets 2.
So it's now 107 for 6. You could be staring down the barrel of 107 for 8 as
happened yesterday in the Test match with India and New Zealand. They were 80 for no loss, and before they knew it, they were 80 for 3.
T comes in, bowls.
Oh,
solid.
look at him doing what he does. Loving it from Atik. You're loving it.
And this pitch is really flat. Called December Sun. Obviously HKCC at the toss, won the toss and batted.
The reason I ask you that, Tommy, is because we all know that the Fincher Shield is held by HKCC, and we hold the Hancock Shield, which is the equivalent that is played at the HKCC. For us to be holders of both, we're gonna need to win this game.
Correct.
So at what point do you think, as someone who's captain and as someone who a lot at the club see a future captain for Sunday cricket, what do you think? What and when do you think that change comes into play?
Well, I think at 101 for 6, KCC is still in the game. Of course, we've got to stay patient. We've got to bowl tight lines and lengths, and we've got to back ourselves up in the field. At the moment, and this happens in the longer form, right, Chico? You've almost just got to. It's a blinking contest. As Atik bowls one slightly wider.
Wide in the 2-day game.
Given
by. Oh yes, that was well wide.
Good decision by the umpire there. So look, at the end of the day, 108 for 6, fine. If you start seeing that creep towards 150, you want to be being a bit more proactive potentially. But at the moment, they're not getting away from KCC necessarily, the batsmen. So I think we continue like this. KCC continue like this for certainly a few overs more. Catch out,
and that's
gone.
There
and
we go.
It's exactly what we were talking about.
Absolutely,
Chico.
look at
Nina
that.
Shah, 44. He's going to really walk off with disappointment. I don't think he needed to play at that.
I think that was the first false shot he's hit all morning.
But
he
this
didn't
is
need
what
to play
happens.
That, but that's cricket.
You wait and see, right? It's a blinking contest, Chico, and it unfortunately for HKCC, Ninad blinked there.
Relentless sport this is, unforgiving. He's done so well for 82 odd balls, 83 balls, and then unfortunately for him,
Nick's behind.
the ball held its line.
But again, testament to Atik really, and again Jamie not blinking. I keep coming back to that. I got a blinking obsession, but it is really a game where you just have to wait and see sometimes. And the game wasn't getting away from KCC, so there was no need to do anything. And except for do the basics well, and that's what happened. Unfortunately for HKCC, Ninad nicked off, but I can't emphasise enough, Chico, to your point, that was an excellent innings by Ninad. I think he will be disappointed, he potentially will feel like he could have gone on, but it's one he can be proud of in the long run.
He definitely held his own there.
Ayush comes to the crease, a young, ambitious, fast bowler for HKCC. You can kind of see that swagger of youth, can't you, Chico?
Absolutely.
Do you remember that back in the day?
Way back in the day. Way back in the day.
You still have it to an extent.
To an extent. Some might say it's probably backed it up more back then than I do now.
Fake it till you make it, Chico.
Words to live by? I don't think so.
As Ayush, you can see taking his mark, bit of puff of dust there off the pitch. Does that potentially mean it's drying out? Bit of spin.
It's definitely drying out. I mean, we didn't see that for a while for this morning, but yeah, there's a lot of dust that came off there.
Atik.
Ayush, another great talent for Hong Kong cricket.
Yeah, incredible competitor. I can vouch for that myself.
And what we were speaking about with it regarding Atik earlier, he perseveres. He had a plan in mind. He knew what he was doing. Came round the wicket, kept bowling into the line. Did not mind getting hit for a few drives, and he reaped his rewards, and rightly so. Rightly so.
And look, we were talking about 108 for 6. We're now 108 for 7. Could we be 108 for 8? You always add 2 wickets onto the score, Chico.
Let's see what happens here. But yeah, we're into the tail, and anything can happen here. So well done from the KCC. Well called, Tom.
Atik up. Oi! Thinks he. 108 for 8.
And as Tom rightly said, always add 2 wickets onto the score, and that is exactly what has happened here.
Oh wow!
In the same over as well.
I mean, I don't know if the commentator's curse actually exists, but it seems to
exist here.
Risen its ugly head here, Chico, as KCC really take a stranglehold.
Oh.
Lovely
and that must have
ball.
been a faint edge.
There's a bit of.
That must have been a faint edge.
Well, it was a faint edge, but you didn't look happy.
He did not look happy there at all.
There was a bit of afters there, and I know previous match I played, I got a warning for that. But anyway,
that's another story for another day as well.
Correct. Lots of other days, Chico.
Lots of other days. But Atik, what an over this was.
Game changing. You could argue. 108 for 8, Chico. And where were we 5 minutes ago? Anyway, we won't badger on about that. I think, what do you reckon Jamie's going to be saying to the troops here as Scrivener walks to the crease?
I actually think Jamie will be telling them to just keep doing what they're doing. Nothing extra, nothing less, nothing more. Keep at it, and they're right in this. They have their heads ahead.
I guess another question for you, Chico. What do you think Luke Jones is thinking? What does he do?
I was actually just thinking about that as you said that, and I was going to ask you that too. It was just it's how do you go about this now? Because you are into the tail, and it is hard for any new batsman who comes to the crease in any form of cricket, let alone a fixture of this magnitude.
Look,
does he put his foot on the gas? What is he thinking?
I think, look, at the end of the day, Scrivener can bat, right? He is a good bat. I think he's got a Sunday League Division 1 ton. So
he has.
As they say in the trade, he's no mug with the bat. So I think, look, Jones is going to continue trusting his fellow HKCCer.
But do you think at the back of Jones's mind, do you think the score is now starting to play on his mind? Is he thinking we need to get up? At least up. I need to get them up close to 150, 160.
Potentially, but I'd caution him if he was thinking that, because, as we said, these things you've just got to let things take their course in the longer term.
Do you think he tries to
I don't think so.
Strike more and more?
No. As I said, Scrivener can bat. There's no need to farm. There's no need to do any of that. I think for Jones, it's doing what he does. Looking back at the replay, that was a great ball first up to Scrivener from Atik as well. On the stumps, moved out just ever so slightly. I like this from Jamie. Azar's on. I think
Azar's on, who's had one hell of a morning.
He has.
4 for 20 in 11 overs, 4 maidens.
He has, and I think this is a really good
Look at
captaincy move.
The balcony cheering on Atik there as he walks back to third man. The fine leg, sorry.
Deserves all the cheering that he can get.
I think, yeah.
He's joining us. He's dispersing the pigeons in front of us here, Chico, making quite the racket. And yeah, as I said, I really like this captaincy move. Aggressive foot on throat stuff by Jamie Atkinson, as we have Azaz Khan at the top of his mark to Luke Jones, and I guess we're going to have the answer to your question soon, Chico, in terms of what Jones is thinking about the remainder of this innings. So let's see how we go. Azaz.
Here he comes, steaming in. Another beautiful, beautiful bowler to watch. Just look at him come in.
I don't think he'll mind that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a single there. And that brings Scrivener on strike, the right-handed Elliot Scrivener, who actually bowls left-handed. I never quite understand how that works from a biological standpoint.
I'll take you back in time in a funny story. As a kid, I was introduced to cricket through my dad and watching him play in a league in Belgium.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw his match, I was ever so stumped because my dad bowls left arm fast and bats right-handed.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I just did not understand how that worked. I was about 6 or 7 at that point in time. And he does everything else right-handed, but for some reason he bowls left-handed.
Did you ask him?
Yeah.
Did you get to the bottom of it?
When I asked him, he just said when he started playing cricket, his left arm was better than his right, and he just started, but he was always right-handed.
Well, there you go. There's the answer to all our questions. As Scrivener...
Can it be as simple as that, though?
Scrivener defends solidly to the cover region, and we've got Mo Khan in the covers. He'll be thinking it's one of those periods, Tom, I think, for the opening batsmen of KCC that they're going to start putting their batting caps on soon. They're
going to start. If not, I think they may already have.
Correct. I think
especially
you're right.
when most of your batsmen, most of your top order batsmen are in that slip cordon or as wicketkeeper, you've already been putting your batting hat on and seeing how the pitch is playing out. We're joined by a club legend here, Wagor, Matthew Chappell, absolute legend of the club. Great example to everyone. If you ever want to find him, you're going to see him taking laps in the cricket field or in the nets.
Or in the gym.
Working on those guns. How you going, Chappell?
Very good. It's a beautiful day.
What'd you make of the cricket so far today?
Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Perfect day for it.
How do you think the match is poised? It's definitely not over. Definitely not over. And with Chappell, we have Mr. Samad, father of a young upcoming cricketer, Abdul Samad, who's recently helped the Crusaders to a few wins.
It's a no ball there from Azaz. His second of the day, I believe.
Second of the day. There's been quite a few no balls today.
There have. I think, to be honest, you look at the bowling across the club, it's potentially something that could be improved. We are slightly guilty of overstepping that white line, Chico, when it comes to the bowling front. As a person that can barely bowl, I can never quite understand how you can overstep the mark, but you can.
I tell you, as someone that bowls doesn't bowl.
Doesn't
bowl all that quick. Doesn't bowl that quick anymore.
Scrivener up there.
But I'm with you. I just wides I understand. No balls, I just don't understand no balls. I think I've rarely bowled a no ball in my 20 odd years of playing cricket. I just do not understand how that happens. Wides can happen.
It's because you're so disciplined, Chico. But, just on that final ball, Chico, that was a lick of paint from bowling Scrivener there. Just went over middle and leg. It looked like it cut off the service slightly as we have the trays and the coffees behind us. Sorry if you're hearing a bit of the racket as Azaz comes in. Scrivener.
Yes.
Half stop there by Ahan as he comes chasing. There'll be two. Solid arm from the young man. Just going back to that point around the batsman, Chico, I think I agree with you that they will be thinking about that, but equally it can be dangerous because it can start to take your mind off what's going on the actual field of play, and ultimately we still have, or KCC I should say, still have 2 more wickets to get to wrap this innings up as Azaz comes in. Lovely shot
great
by
drive
Elliot
there,
Scrivener.
Great drive there.
This is what I mean. He's absolutely no mug. He's actually a very graceful batsman when he gets going. Something about taller batsmen, Chico. Perhaps that's not something I can relate to, but something about taller batsmen. They're just more elegant, I suppose, on the drive.
I could relate to the taller part, the elegant part. I can relate to as well. But that looked beautiful. There's just something about that shot, about a nice cover drive.
I agree.
One of the best shots in cricket, along with the on drive, in my opinion. Beautiful to watch.
So Azars concludes his over on, I know we keep saying it, but an absolutely delightful December Hong Kong day here at the amphitheatre that is Kowloon Cricket Club.
It's
Coxie
a
Dome.
great day of cricket. Great day for December. Beautiful. If you're in and around Coxie Dome, Jordan area, do come by.
Atiq with his orange mane, lion-like, comes in, flicks up the seam with his 2 fingers as he strides to the crease elegantly, bowls,
Ooh.
pings Jones there on the top of the thigh pad. I hope it wasn't the box for his sake. No, thigh pad, front thigh pad. So yeah, lots of chat going on at the moment from the KCC boys. I wonder what they're thinking from an HKCC perspective. You know, the guys back in the hutch, I suppose, Kinshit as captain, they've got to really start fast as and when they come out to bowl, Chico.
Absolutely, they're gonna have to start very similarly to how KCC have started. There will be a lot going on. Look at it! Look at that!
Very good ball. Very good ball. Potentially letting the batsman know there, Chico.
There's some good carry there as well. Some good bounce.
As all the best fast bowlers do, they have a bit of a stare, have a bit of a smile.
But I tell you what, Atiq, unlike many fast bowlers, he always has a smile on his face.
Correct. Slightly perturbing as a batsman when the bowler's bowling at you with a knowing smile. I'd rather just get into a verbal confrontation, frankly, than have a highly skilled bowler smiling at me.
Yeah, absolutely.
As he comes in up to the crease.
Ooh.
Aye, Jonesy straight to mid wicket there. Solid from Jones, 35 off 80 again. Similar to Ninad, really.
Patient.
Correct.
He is looking good, Jones. He's looking very good. But as we saw with Ninad, one ball changes everything in cricket.
It does indeed. It looks like Jamie and Atiq, or Jamie,
had a word there.
Yeah, had a word. So let's see if that yields something, Chico, in the form of Luke Jones's wicket. As Atiq, the smiling assassin, to the crease, bowls.
Ooh.
Jones, is that cut in slightly?
That was a slower cutter.
Was that a little leg cutter? Yes. Wow. That was like a quick leg spinner.
Atiq's known for pulling those out, and to great success, I might add.
Yeah, he's a good puller. Good leg cutter.
It's a good weapon that he has.
Almost cut Jonesy in half there, but he ended up fending it back. No harm done. Dot ball. As Chico leaves us for just a moment. Atiq in. Lovely shot by Jones. Very good fielding by the Namibian nightmare Jay Davidson. He's put a shift in with the ball, but he was down there almost like a Namibian gazelle there, Chico, stopping the ball.
Do you remember back in, I guess when we were young bucks ourselves watching cricket, you'd never see a fast bowler pull that out.
No.
That was impressive.
No.
Shows where cricket's gone. It's come on leaps and bounds. Everyone has to do their part in the field.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of a fast bowler doing his bit and go standing at fine leg or third man.
As KCC would say, that is elite. As Atiq, top of the mark. He's really loving life at the moment, Tiki. Bowl Scrivener, not quite sure what to do. It ended up, I think, being a leave, Chico, but we'll see this on the replay. I wouldn't say that.
That cut in too.
Yeah, I think that was a false shot, unfortunately for Scrivener. But he's there, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. You're right. But Scrivener will be playing on his mind the next time he's facing Atiq.
Over comes to an end.
Great over that from Atiq. A lot happened there as well. He's making the ball talk here.
Yeah,
he's making the ball talk
he's
quite a bit.
Almost flirting with the batsman here, Atiq, just kind of teasing them with his skill and his supple fingers. there's not a lot you can be doing about that except from trying not to get out as Atik comes to us and the pigeons down on the boundary. Really getting it going, kind of indicating to us that it's really starting to cut off the wicket.
Just going back to what we were saying about Atik, when he bowls the ball like that, he looks at you and smiles. Not much you can do as a batsman. What do you do? Just turn around, walk away?
I've likened Atik's bowling to Azar's. Well bowled. You know, death by 1,000 cuts, Chico.
Yeah.
He's just there every single ball, and eventually one has your name on it, unfortunately.
Seems to have a spring in the step of the KCC. Azaz is coming in faster.
Yep.
I think they've sensed that they've got them down, and let's start hunting in packs, knock them out.
Luke Jones on strike, the solid, dependable Luke Jones facing Azaz Khan, who comes in, bowls, full toss, 4 bits
gone.
I think,
That's
so
gone.
that brings Luke Jones into the 40s.
Into the 40s, yep.
Azaz won't be happy with that, Chico.
It was a bit too full. Could the fielder have done better? It's easy to say from up here.
Agreed, I think that's a Namibian nightmare having...
And he's still down. Is he just upset with himself, or has something happened there?
I think he might have
hurt his finger.
got the end of a finger.
Yeah.
His right hand as well, Chico, and obviously he's a right hand bowler, so hopefully that's not impacting his middle finger or forefinger, because obviously, or thumb, because that's how he holds the ball. Azaz in, defends, solid off the back.
That was quite quick from Azaz there, and it's very well dealt with by Luke Jones.
We're halfway through this afternoon session, Chico. I guess.
I hope the viewers are enjoying us as much as we enjoy Borders and Collins.
I don't think we could ever live up to them, but
it's
we
hard
try,
to.
Chico, we try. God loves a trier.
Yep, that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
As Azaz comes in, bowls.
Oh,
Bit of a grunt there on the way through.
Yep, the effort ball that.
Are you a grunter, Chico?
I mean, you keep up to me, you'd know. Rarely.
You do have the odd one that
every now and
gets
then.
through.
Every now and then. I've actually been told quite a bit that I should bring my chat off the field onto the field, because apparently I'm not as loud on the field as I am off it.
Yeah, you seem to get quite shy on the field sometimes, Chico, with those hands in the shirts. But you're a hugely loved figure of KCC as Azaz comes in.
Well handled there by
defended
Luke.
to mid-on. Yeah, correct. Luke, 40 off 87. As the ball gets tossed back to Jay there at mid-off, who goes to work on it. And for those of you that don't know, by going to work on it, it means really trying to impart shine on one side of the ball to allow the bowler, especially a bowler like Azaz, to swing it. And to swing it is to move the ball in the air as he comes out, and he's gone, caught, third slip. Who's that in the slips? I believe it's Simondeep.
And is that Pfeiffer?
And that is five
That is
for
Pfeiffer
Azaz.
for Azaz. Well deserved Pfeiffer for Azaz.
And that is Luke Jones, who again we keep saying did well, but 40, you've got to go on. But anyway, that's an innings I think he can be proud of.
I think he should, given the position he came in. He's, it is 121 for 9, but it is a lot better than what it was when he came into bat, and he's done a great job there.
And Chico, I was just saying before, as you briefly departed us, I was just talking as we take the drinks break. Just quickly, I was talking about shining the ball and the importance that Jay, was imparting that shine on the ball, and that then allows the bowler to swing, which in effect means they're moving the ball through the air. And it certainly looked like Azaz did that there.
Did that ball move out?
Correct. Yeah, the ball moved away, and I think that's testament to working the ball, as it were.
And yeah, this is the key. You got to do the dirty work. You got to do the unseen work. And it goes back to what we said about team effort.
The physics of cricket.
Yeah.
As we take a drinks break, I think
Apparently I'm not as loud on the field as I am off it.
Yeah, you seem to get quite shy on the field sometimes, Chico, with those hands in the shirts. But your hugely loved figure of KCC is Azar.
And we're back on post the drinks break. We've got Wallace out there with Scrivener now. 1-9 down for the HKCC. 121 for 9 and 48. KCC would have taken this all day, every day after losing the toss and being put into bowl.
I think another inspired choice to bring Azars back, right, Chico?
Absolutely.
As the team comes in after the drinks break.
It's a great take there by Simo.
It was. We got Charlie Wallace now to bat. 121 for 9, 48.1
Azaz
overs.
5 for 32. Ooh.
Absolutely cracking display. 2.46 economy. 13 overs. That is a real shift. I think you can attest to that, Chico, as a fast bowler yourself. 13 overs on the spin.
Fast. Medium now, but yeah, 13 overs on.
Right, even as a medium pacer, could you do 13 in a day?
I think from the stuff we play where it's 7 overs, I think that for me is more or less the limit. But 13 overs for a fast bowler in the first morning of a 2-day game is impressive. And to his testament, I don't think much changed in terms of his speed and his run up.
No,
he was at it throughout.
And I think that's a real testament to his
Oh,
fitness.
look
What
at
a
that.
shot
Wow.
by Scrivener or
Yep,
Wallace.
Scrivener.
Scrivener's just picked that up
Just
out of
belted
nowhere.
Belted it straight back over
Like
Teek's
a
head.
tracer bullet.
Flat as you like.
Flat as a pancake, Chico.
What a shot that was.
Atik's not used to that. I can tell you that for nothing. As
But I
we
tell
see
you
a
what,
replay,
I tell you what, this is going to rev a Teek up. I wouldn't be surprised with what comes next.
do you reckon a bit of bouncer action?
I
Drop
actually,
the square leg back.
I actually think Atik might come back with a slower cutter.
You know what Atik does very well that I've seen him do on Sunday is come round the wicket and just pepper the armpit of the batsman. He probably won't do that today necessarily, but he's a very calm young man.
yeah.
So I think
He's
if it had been me, I would have started
He's mature
Trying all
beyond his
sorts.
years, Atik is.
as a
And
cricketer
not much phases him.
as he comes up, bowls.
Ooh,
How is that?
Look at that.
How is that?
Look at that. That's the comeback.
Not
Oh.
out. No.
But as I said, he'd be right back at it. Oh.
Agree. Looked like it was going down leg, I would have thought, Chico,
Yeah.
ever so slightly. Good decision by the umpires, obviously.
It's not easy for umpires today, especially umpires in our part of the world where they don't have the benefit of DRS, where everything's on them.
And they do a sterling job, Chico.
They do.
Umpires
And
are the
let's see.
bastions of the game of cricket as Atik comes
running
in
back
again.
in here. Ooh!
I'd
What was
probably
that there?
prefer Scrivener just to play similar shots
Yeah.
to what he just did, right? You know, he's got no need to try and guide that down to third man with 3 slips. Just play straight,
with
play
3
strong.
slips and
As we're looking
And I
at
tell
that
you,
one
the
again.
two shots he's hit, they have been fantastic. That drive and that straight 6, great cricketing shots.
He can bat 12 off 13, solid strike rate. And they're going to need a few more of them, Chico, I think.
And
there
there
we
he
go.
comes, charged down, and
I think Jamie's got to
That's gone away for 4.
Jamie's got to think here. You know, does he give Scrivener the 1? Does he? You know, they want to be bowling as many balls at
To
Wallace as possible.
Absolutely.
Ultimately,
Do you think a part of Jamie's thinking? I mean, when they lost the toss and HKCC decided to bat, I think Jamie would have taken 150, 160.
Oh, 100%.
So, a
but
part
you
of
don't
him,
get greedy, right?
Yeah.
If you have them 120 for 9,
Yeah.
any team, you've got to see it through there. You don't want a team getting another 30 runs as Wallace.
So would you suggest not to just keep attacking both batsmen and just try and target Wallace as much as possible?
Well, I think for the time being, you potentially let Scrivener play a few shots because that in itself presents some risk. But if he really gets going, of course, that's something that he'll need to consider as Azars takes his jumper off to start his 14th over of the day. Absolute machine. I think
Yeah.
he's batting 6 today, so you know he's probably more in the side for this.
It's,
Well
it's
bowled.
quite something when your opening fast bowler has bowled 25% of the overs that the team's bowled.
Yeah, it's a good statistic.
Says a lot about the heart on this young lad,
and
his fitness speaks testament to his fitness
and skill levels. You know, there's a reason
look
why
at that.
he's a reason why the captain's given him the ball for 14 overs because he's
absolutely.
incredibly skilled. As we saw that ball swing away past Wallace's outside edge.
And he's steaming in again. Oof.
Wallace lets that one go patiently,
I
diligently. I think Azars is really eyeing up his 6th here. I think.
Absolutely, and I think that's what he's running on now.
As HKCC
Balcony up at the KCC is filling up. We've got quite a few spectators now watching the game, enjoying the cricket that's happening, enjoying Azaz's performance.
HKCC 131 for 9 as Azars comes in, middle of the over.
Ooh,
Wallace, that's all he needs to do, Chico. It's all he needs to do.
yep,
Stay
hang
in,
there.
just plug an end. Just
let-
be there with Scriv.
And let's Scrivener bat from the short end.
Correct.
We're hearing Azaz
As we-
grunt more and more with every ball that passes. Does that mean he's starting to feel the spell? Do you think, or is it?
I certainly think he's definitely feeling it. I think what the grunts are a symptom of is his determination and his grit to get him through what is inevitably probably quite a painful experience. 14 overs in, and again a good bowl.
Oh.
Produces a false shot from Wallace, and he doesn't need to be playing at
He does,
that. Just
absolutely
leave
does
it.
not.
Just leave it, Charlie.
It's easy to say leave it when you're a top order batsman, Tom, talking about a tail ender here, but
Of
yeah, he
course.
doesn't need to be swinging at it. Do you think there's an argument to be made for helping bowlers? I mean, bowlers have considerably improved their batting talent over the years across cricket, across the world.
Shot solidly defended.
But
Out
when
to
you
mid-off.
have your bowlers in the net having a bat, what would you be telling them?
So, look, I'm a big believer in practicing all facets of the game, and obviously you know me from the Crusaders, and bowlers should be batting, batters should be not bowling but fielding.
Yeah.
If you're an all-rounder, you need to be practicing every single discipline, because ultimately cricket is a game of not just batting and bowling but fielding too. and a drop catch and be heavy. And as Azars comes in and comes to the crease and bowls, false shot from Wallace
once
there.
again.
And we've talked about this before, Chico, where if you're in the field, as the over concludes there, Azars is 14th. If you're in the field and you drop a catch and the guy's on 0 when you drop that and he goes on to make 100, even if you make 90 yourself, it doesn't matter, you're net 10 negative.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, and certainly Wackass as head coach here at KCC is trying to instill that spirit of holistic cricket. Not just, you're not there just to bat or to bowl.
I think what you said there is a statistic that a lot of cricketers do not think about as much as they should, which is the net positive and net negative of your effect of what you've done on the field. I think that is crucial to cricket, to your team.
As Scrivener and Charlie have a chat, I suspect
And
it goes.
as we see, the field has spread out. I think they're giving that single to Scrivener, and then they will attack Charlie Wallace. The field has spread out considerably. We have Babar high at deep mid wicket. We have long on, long off.
So I think Scriv's going one way here.
Ooh.
I think he either has to go big, or as they say, go home.
Very American saying that. Go big or go home.
We've got, who have we got? We've got Jay out on the
We've
deep
got Jay at
mid
long-
on.
long
Is that
off,
Bubba
long on,
or
Bubba?
Simo? No,
That's
Bubba
Bubba.
at deep mid wicket,
And we've got Mo Khan,
deep mid off.
the pocket dynamo.
And you've also got a deep point there. There we go. That's what I said. He's got that in his locker. The bouncer, Bubba, comes round.
Bubba's come
Are they going to
round.
run two? No, just the one. So Atik has 3 or 4 perhaps
4
balls
balls at Charlie Wallace.
at Charlie Wallace. So the field
And now the field's
inevitably
coming in.
correct will come
This
in.
is when the pack start hunting.
The lions converge around the wounded wildebeest. But Wallace has been firm. He's been strong thus far, and there's no evidence that that will change.
Can Atik entice him into a false shot? Can Atik get that edge? Here we go.
His beautiful mane comes in
Look at him
to the
go.
crease.
Oh!
He dropped, just dropped short
just
to
dropped
there
short
at
of
Gully, Pascoe, and if there's
Yeah.
one person you don't want a chance to go to, Chico,
That
I
is
think
Pascoe.
Daniel Pascoe is probably top of everyone's list.
Cricketer of the year here in Hong Kong and at the KCC.
And he really exemplifies what we're talking about, bowling and fielding and batting.
Everything.
Highly disciplined, highly disciplined.
And he's one of the few that gives equal time to each discipline, as you said.
Correct.
Equal time, equal effort.
Takes his cricket very seriously, and you can see that in his performances as Atik comes in, bowls,
Oh,
left.
Well left. That's
Good
more like
leave.
it from Wallace, that.
If you're Atik, do you want to be really trying to get Wallace playing here with 2 to come?
Yep, absolutely. I think you want to be attacking the stumps a little more.
I
Make him
agree.
play at it. Make him play at it.
So if you're Jamie,
Especially
giving
with
him
the movement Atik's been getting on that replay there. You just see the
Yeah,
ball
prodigious,
moving slightly out.
prodigious.
He's getting quite a bit of movement on and off the pitch. In the air and off the pitch.
as he comes in, shirt untucked, as relaxed as he is, he comes in, bowls solid by
I might add
Wallace.
something for which I get I get given a lot of grief at the with the Crusaders. That shirt untucked.
Indeed, you get grief for a lot of things, Chico. Shirt untucked is just but one.
Yeah, but one, absolutely.
Balcony really filling up there. Daniel Webb
Daniel Webb,
enjoying the sun.
latest recruiter at the Kowloon Cricket Club,
Ashley Caddy, DOC in the corner.
doing an exemplary job. Him and Nigel
Correct.
Shroff together have really taken this club on leaps and bounds, taken the section on leaps and bounds. Big plans ahead for them and huge expectations.
As the over comes to an end, and we'll just expand on that, Chico, because obviously you're a committee member. What are the plans that Kowloon Cricket Club have in place over the next few months?
I think Tom. I'm not going to really respond to that because we have the captain of cricket coming down a bit later on.
Well, I hope he does.
And I think we will let him articulate the points, or the director of cricket.
As the over completes, Scrivener 17 off 16. Handy little knock this is on strike, and Azars is
But the one thing I can tell you
bowler.
is us as a cricket committee, and with Nigel Shroff at the helm, our focus is heavily upon developing the talent we have at the club, integrating the other sections of the club into cricket, introducing cricket to many members of the club who haven't held a bat or a ball, and bringing it to the local community.
I think that community element as Azars comes in, Scrivener defends, they've scampered through to a single. Will they live to regret
I'm
that,
not sure
Chico?
Scrivener wanted that single. He was hesitant, but Wallace was halfway down the wicket.
Wallace faced 10 balls, still on 0, but he obviously feels he has it within himself to face 5 balls of Azars.
Even though he played and missed had a few false shots, and I think we'll see. I like the confidence. I like the fact that he wanted to take it on. He wants that single.
Be bold, be beautiful.
Absolutely. And it's impressive. I'm impressed with that. Let's see what happens now.
Azars comes in, steams in. Oh, that's just done a bit. And you know what? Wallace is a bowler himself, Chico, so he'll be looking at that and thinking, wow, I wouldn't fancy that with the new ball.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be licking his lips.
Absolutely. Although, for his team's sake, not for a while yet.
Yeah. But that ball did do quite a bit there. Look at that.
I think they've done a really good job. I know we've spoken about it. They've done a really good job. And Jay Davidson, the Namibian Nightmare, done a really good job on this ball. It's hooping, and it's sunny, and it's flat. That's almost unheard of. There we go. Gets it up.
Yep.
Entices, teases, flirts with Wallace into the drive. Too full, really, to get the edge. As HKCC kind of get towards that 150 mark. They're now 133 for 9.
I like that Azaz pushed that ball up a little.
Yeah.
Entice that drive even more.
Arguably too full though, Chico.
Yeah,
I would like to have seen
full.
half a foot shorter, and then you're really inviting the edge as Azaz comes in. Beautiful action.
Oh,
catch?
Well played by Wallace.
Or was that straight into the ground?
That was straight into the ground.
There's a bit of uncertainty between the two batsmen, but no harm done.
I think that was the first shot of authority he hit there. He looked good with it. Looked comfortable playing at it. He's been there for 13 odd balls now, 13, 14 balls. Yet to get off the mark, but doing his bit.
He doesn't need to worry about runs.
He doesn't need to worry about runs, absolutely.
3 slips and a gully.
Put on
point to cover mid-off. Do you think you need the cover to Wallace, or would you bring him in? As Azaz comes in, you can answer that next ball, Chico. He gets it up. Well bowled.
That was a bit of an aggressive shot there from Charlie Wallace. I agree with you. I don't think you need the cover. I think I'd bring him into a catching position, especially with the way Azaz is moving the ball.
I don't disagree. Slips slightly further apart than they were this morning. They were
a bit too close together this morning, especially first and second slip. We had a leg slip in there for a ball or two. Yeah.
Wallace now final ball of the over. Azaz, does he get his 6th? No, he doesn't.
You think Adco's thinking about bringing in Pascoe now, maybe just from that one end?
I mean, you could consider that. You could definitely consider that.
There's a bit of intent being shown by the batsman. Wallace is trying to drive a few.
You know, I think Pascoe getting a few up above Wallace's eye line certainly could lead to a wicket. And actually, this is the 4th highest partnership of the innings. So, handy runs. You just never know, do you, Chico? Right? Cricket's a funny game. You never know how the odd run here or there can.
Every run matters, and runs when the last wicket are gold dust.
As Atik continues his spell,
Field spread out once again, and now they've got.
We've talked about Azaz bowling 15 overs. Atik's now into his 18th. Chico.
Oh wow!
He's just the bionic man. He just keeps going round the wicket, and this is what we talked about.
And he's got all his fielders deep on the leg side. He's brought in a mid wicket now as well. Got square leg.
Yeah, and he's executed this strategy very successfully. Expect a few bounces in at Scrivener's armpit, and you know, if he gets on the hook with those 2 hungry fielders out there, Simo and Baba, you could get a caught on the boundary opportunity.
And there we go. There it goes. Very well directed. Very well directed. Oh.
I like
this from Atik.
I like it too. I'm just wondering, would you want a fine leg in? It doesn't look like there's a fine leg now, but if you're going to be employing this short ball strategy, inevitably he likes to hook. So could you even have a fine leg in? That's one to consider. There we go. Caught. Oh, almost Chica. Almost called it.
Oh, good throw that from Baba, but there's no one
is there
back.
backing up? There is. Just the single.
A bit late, but he made it.
So, how does the field change now? They
Everyone
bring
running
in.
I think Simo's running from mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket into second, third slip.
Makes sense.
Field's going in. Atiq, will he go over the wicket? Will he stay around the
Atiq
wicket?
still. I think Atiq pointed at head. So to me,
So is there an argument to bring in Mo Khan?
I think.
Bring him into a catching position at City mid-on.
So the way that I've interpreted that
he's looking
interaction between Jamie and Atiq, I think Jamie just wants him, as he comes in and bowls, just to do that. He wants him to go back to line and length against Wallace.
And
I think
Atiq wanted to take him on with a bouncer.
Atiq was motioning for that, but obviously the captain feels that isn't necessary, and I think ultimately Atiq agreed with him, Chico.
So maybe this is the bowler in me talking, but if Atiq has motion that, I would like to see the captain say, you know what, give it a shot.
Yep. As I always say, ultimately you're the bowler, you're in charge, you're accountable to your figures.
Ooh.
Down the leg, sovereignty would have been, had it been 20 or 50 over, but not today.
.4, 3 for 44. Great figures from Atiq there as well. Can he get his fourth?
I think he'd like to, wouldn't he?
Rare to see spinners not pick up wickets at the KCC, even if it's just the first innings of day one. Generally, there's a lot in it for spinners.
Yeah, I think that's testament to the bowlers. And just looking at the catching, I think Atkinson's taken
5? Is that 5 for
six catches
Six
for Jamie,
catches for Atco.
which is more than useful. As I said, he's an excellent keeper. Has kept for Hong Kong, and as a keeper myself, he's certainly someone I look at. And
when you're watching Jamie, is there any takeaways you take away from him to help enhance your keeping? Or
yeah, I just think,
what are you studying about him?
I think what Jamie does really well are the basics, and I know that sounds very simple, but he's just a very efficient wicketkeeper. He doesn't waste any movement. He catches the ball well as Azaz comes in. But I think more than anything, as a keeper captain, I think learning from him as to when to put the pressure on, when to wait, what fields to set, when to, give Scrivener the one to get Wallace on strike. I think that's all things that subconsciously I'm taking in as we're watching this game.
There's always room to learn, isn't there? Always room to learn.
Correct. To live is to learn. As Azaz comes in. Up there, Scrivener punches down the ground for at least one. Will it be two? No, because Jay
Well
gets
done there by
round
Jay.
very well.
Well done to keep it down to 1.
So he's got 4 balls again at Wallace, who seems to be fancying his chances, frankly. He's now faced 18 deliveries. No runs as yet, but as we keep making the point, runs really from Charlie isn't the issue. As Azaz comes in, bowls up there. Maybe wanted to get him LBW, I'm not sure. Maybe he feels like he's falling over somewhat, but that was certainly a full ball in and around middle and leg. Doesn't want to be missing that, Wallace. As the ball gets passed back round, Jay rampantly shining it. As Azaz has it in his hand again.
Wallace is 0 off 19. Those 19 balls hanging in there is very crucial, very important.
I think that's what you're looking for from a number 11,
Yep.
right? In a format like this.
Loving what he's doing here. Ooh,
No ball again. Keep saying it, that no balls really. There must have been, what, 8 today? 9?
No, 8, 7, 6.
Oh yeah,
8.
7 so far, so that's, I think 8.
This one hasn't counted, yeah. 8 no balls, yeah. 8 no balls, 1 wide. 8 no balls is something that we struggle with here at the KCC, but something that I just find very hard to understand why. Again, and that's another one.
That's number 9. Maybe.
I think this might just be him trying a bit too
Correct.
hard now.
And that was my hypothesis that I was going to come on to. Is it these effort balls, by definition, physically, biologically, you need to try and go that extra inch. But
could also be a sign of him starting to tire up.
Yeah. I like your idea about bringing Pasco on, Chico. I think get Pasco on above the eye line, maybe have a cow corner out, and, you know, tempt them.
Ooh.
That's just kind of planked straight into the ground as Pasco picks up.
Do you
Professor
think there's
Pasco.
Do you think there's an argument to bring in free hits into the longer form of the game?
I'm a bit of a romantic.
I just believe, like I said, no ball should always be punished. One way or another, no ball should be punished.
It makes complete sense in the shorter format, but I think leave the long game as it is. As Azaz comes in, just there, and that's him off the mark. Charlie Wallace.
Yep.
4 runs down to fine leg.
4 crucial runs, which takes HKCC into the 140s.
Indeed, and I do think that's more fatigue than anything else from Azaz. I would suspect that Captain Atkinson will politely tap him on the shoulder at the end of this over and bring someone else on. But we could be wrong. I'd like to see a bit more energy from the KCC, frankly, as Azaz comes in, final ball of his over.
Ooh.
Oh no, inside edge. And over is bowled.
Still a great spell that from Azaz, if that is the end of his spell, but that is 5 for 40 in 16 overs. 16 overs from a fast bowler on the first morning of a 2-day game. Immense.
Couldn't agree more. It's not exactly a cool day, Chico. It must be pretty hard on the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, the back. It's a full body workout, isn't it, bowling?
Absolutely.
Not that I know.
Much like keeping, I think. I can just imagine the amount of squats you do in a day. I think as a keeper batsman, captain, your dedication, your concentration, your focus throughout the game.
As Atik comes up, how's that? Good catch, and that is the end of the innings.
And Atik wraps it up.
Chico, this is our first stint on comms, and we're going to get two teams.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to get to see the KCC come out to bat, and but yeah, I think Atik deserved that. Azaz would have deserved that 6-wicket too, but Atik bowled his heart out there in this session.
I agree. So HKCC all out for 141 or 54.1.
Which when you win the toss and you want to bat first might not be the score you're looking for, but it is still 141 runs, and they're still very well in this game.
So just to go through the bowling figures, Jay 9 overs, 35 runs, 2 maidens, 1 wicket. Azaz 16 overs, what a marathon, 40 runs, 5 maidens, 5 wickets. Atik Iqbal 18.1 overs, 44 runs, 4 wickets. And then Pasco, as reliable as he is, 10 overs, 10 runs, no wicket, but an economy of just 1. And Ahan got the 1 over before lunch, was slightly unlucky,
and that last wicket was Atko's 7th catch of the innings.
Get in the game, skipper in the game, leading from the front. Ninad and Luke Jones, I guess, really stand out on the HKCC scorecard. Ninad 44 off 104, Luke Jones 40 off 89.
But I wouldn't take away from the last stand as well. The 24 balls Wallace faced, but that led to a partnership of 20 runs, 20 crucial runs added on the end there.
Correct. And Scrivener 20 off 23. So yeah. I think we'll take a pause there while the action pauses, and we'll be back soon.
Everyone deserves a chance.
An opportunity.
And an equal
playing field. To reach their full potential.
This is about courage.
This is about determination. This is about the opportunity to be the best you can be.
No matter what.
It doesn't matter where you are from, the color of your skin,
or what gender you identify with.
You are entitled to a fair break.
We are pushing the boundaries. We are challenging the areas where opportunity is lacking.
If we have to disrupt, we will.
Because we haven't come this far.
Or just to come this far.
Everyone deserves a break.
A fair break.